lost the recording.
My name is
so
Richard
we'll just
Elmstad,
scrapped it, but...
and I used to call this city home. If you live here long enough, the stench of this city seeps into your skin, and you have to get out. I lived here long enough, and then some. Long enough to get to know the people at the top, the politicians who line their pockets while the city decays, the vultures who take what they want while the rest of us go hungry. I'm a painter. I don't make much off my work, but I get by. I come from a long line of politicians, but I never wanted any part of that life. I traded the mansion on the hills for the life of a starving artist the first chance I got. I never regretted it. All the city reporters used to know my name. Some of them knew me for my work. Most knew me for my father. Carl Elmstad, my father, was the leader of the beloved Cosmopolitan Party, and this past year he ran for mayor. He was running against Edward Raban, an old rival of his, and pledged to change the way City Hall did business. He was a natural leader and an honest man. He saw the city not for what it was, but for what it could be. Politics was more than a job for my father. It was his calling. He never took a vacation and always showed up at town halls, for better or worse. The people adored him. Even when he failed, they knew he was fighting for them. He was fighting to take the city back, and the vultures at the top weren't going to let him. The night it happened was nothing special. He was working from home, as he often did. That night was his last. A cold-blooded armed robber broke in and shot him. The killer stole everything he could and left my father bleeding on the floor. My father was a noble man. He deserved better. When I was a kid, my father never had time for me. When I got older, I decided I didn't have time for him. Now I'm burying him, and I wish I could go back. I wish I could talk to him one more time. I'd tell him that I admired his courage, that I loved him, and always did. This was no random crime. It was calculated, planned. I'm sure of it. After the election, my father made enemies, and that night one of them struck back. In my bones, I know that Edward Raban is responsible for this atrocity, but I have to prove it. I don't have many friends in the city, but if there's one person who can help me at a time like this, it's Judy. I only hope she'll take my call.
Okay.
Hello, Patricia. I really missed you.
Hi, Dad.
How was your trip? I hope you weren't bored. It's a long way from home.
What do you think? I was just staring out the window contemplating life? It's the 21st century, Dad. I have my phone. Can we just skip the lame small talk?
Well, somebody's a bit cranky from the trip. Why don't you just relax a bit? We'll talk later.
Can't wait.
I have to find out what happened to my father. I know I haven't spoken to Judy in more than 6 years, but I need her help. I should call her as soon as possible.
Okay, well, let's get a few things from what I remember.
My knife! I've been looking for this for weeks. I wonder why it's in here. My paintbrush. I'll take it. This place is a mess. I better clean it up. I'll start with these scissors. What a mess. I don't need anything else here. I don't need to touch that.
Alright, well, let's go here, and then we'll go talk to Judy.
I'm sorry, Father. I wish I'd been a better son to you when you were alive. I promise. I will find out who did this to you. I will. Peroxide in his work office? That's unusual. I'll take it nevertheless. It's empty. I don't need that. Every war ends in peace. Father's favorite motto. I remember having this poster all over our house. I wonder why the word peace is written in capital letters. Let me see. An old phone book. I'll take it. Never know who I may need to call. What is that? It's a sealed document. Why did Father hide it like this?
Okay, now I think that's everything.
Dad. An envelope I found in Father's office. I should open it carefully. These documents appear to be some kind of policy agenda. Let me see. Wow, this is huge. These documents detail my father's proposals for a wide array of new social programs. He called it Project Cosmo. He wanted to reinvest in the city's educational system with major building renovations and a new vocational school downtown. He had a plan to fight homelessness too. The city would build new shelters and partner with drug rehabilitation centers on a new work training program. He was going to raise the minimum wage and create a system that would offer healthcare to all city residents. It's ambitious to say the least. But how would he pay for it? Apparently Project Cosmo also included an anti-corruption initiative. My father had located hundreds of millions of dollars in misused funds. This was money that was flowing to organized crime syndicates and, of course, right into the pockets of Edward Raban and his political cronies. This document identifies at least 24 politicians from both parties who were stealing money from the budget. Amazing. Raban must have found out about this and knew it would be the end of him. Could this be why he had my father killed? I wonder who else knows about this. I may be the only one. I should be careful with these documents.
Okay. Let's call Judy.
Cassidy?
Hello, Judy. It's me, Richard. It's been a while.
Wow, the great Richard Elmstead has decided to grace me with a phone call.
Listen, Judy. I know you're upset with me, but I really need to talk to you.
Talk about what?
About my father's death. I need your help.
Sorry to be blunt, Richard, but I haven't heard from you in 6 years. Now you want me to comfort you and tell you everything's gonna be alright?
No, it's not like that. I'll explain everything.
Go ahead then, explain.
Not now. Can we meet in private?
Fine. Come to my place.
Thanks. Hey, Judy.
If it isn't the famous painter, Richard Elmstead.
Please, Judy. Not now. I need your help.
Must be pretty damn important for you to come crawling back to me.
Come on, Jude. Stop it. I know it's been a long time, but I can't change that now. And, well, it's good to see you. I missed you.
Yeah, right. If you missed me, you would have called.
Judy, please. I really am sorry. Look, if it makes you feel better, you weren't the only one. I haven't spoken to anyone.
Why? Why would you do that? What did we do to you?
I can't explain what happened. I needed to leave.
Whatever. So, what do you want?
I'm here because I need your help.
Of course you do. Whenever you need something, poof, you appear. You haven't changed a bit.
Judy, I can't apologize enough for what I did. I didn't want to leave you. I just couldn't be here anymore.
You could have said something. You could have called. You just disappeared.
I know. I was going through a difficult time.
Don't act like the victim, Richard. We all thought you lost your mind. We thought you were...
I know. Please forgive me. I wish I could go back and change it.
But you can't. Well, nice to have you back, I guess. You look good.
Thanks. You too. So, how have you been all these years?
Same crap, different toilet. But hey, I'm alive. I'm retired from the force, but man, do I miss it. I'm so bored, it hurts.
Maybe I can help with that.
Here we go. Guy drops off the face of the earth and shows up at my doorstep saying he can save me. No, thank you.
Come on, don't be like that. I said I was sorry.
I bet you're sorry. You know, you lost a good thing. I know Patricia was never crazy about me, but you were.
What's done is done.
Psh, yeah, whatever.
I'm here because I need your help.
What a surprise.
I know you're not on the force anymore, but can you still track down anybody under the sun? You still got the system up and running?
Yeah, I still got it.
You're the only one who can help me.
So, spit it out. Who are we looking for?
I'm sure you heard about my father.
Of course. I'm so sorry.
I need your help. I think Raban was behind it.
Jesus, Richard. That is a bold accusation. You know he's the mayor, right?
Exactly. He's the mayor now, since my father died.
I never took you to be the conspiracy theory type. I know it may seem suspicious to you, but you can't just go around accusing people of murder. Besides, they already caught the killer.
I know. That's why I want to find out what really happened. On my own. Well, with your help.
Sorry, Richard. It just sounds a little far-fetched. I need some kind of proof that Raban wanted to get your father out of the way.
See you for now.
Bye.
Okay.
I found a series of documents my father was hiding. They outlined an ambitious plan for the city's future. And trust me, this would have been the end of Raban's political career.
What was in the documents?
A series of social programs that would improve the city's schools, fight homelessness, raise the minimum wage, even offer health insurance to city residents. And all of it was going to be paid for by taking down the corrupt politicians who had been stealing from the city for decades. He named names, Judy. Most of them were Edward Raban's guys, too. He planned to go after Raban and his connections to organized crime. He was going to reform the whole city. Imagine the difference a man like that could have made.
Huh. I guess I never knew that side of your father. I always assumed he was just like the rest of them.
No. He was a great man. But I fear he made some powerful enemies.
All right, Richard. Let's say for now that you're right about Raban. Maybe he did have something to do with your father's death. What's our next move? You need me to look into something?
The public won't believe me unless I can prove what my father wrote in these documents. Think you can help? Can you dig into Edward Raban's past a bit? Maybe we can find something that links him to the corruption my father talked about.
Let me check. It's not gonna be easy. Yep, like I thought. I can get you archived newspapers, police records going back a decade, maybe a few internal memos, but the good stuff is classified. Only one with access to the real Raban is Raban himself.
So I'll break into his office.
Yeah, security will definitely let the son of a dead political rival rummage through their office. Good idea.
Well, it's the weekend, so the place should be empty. I know these rich government types. They don't work on their day off.
How are you gonna get in? You need an employee card. Hold on. I might have something. We used to call this the skeleton key. It's an access card like any of the government-issued ones for employees, but it's got a chip so you can adapt to any sensor in the system. Opens every door in the city.
You're kidding.
We used it for investigations that required a little discretion. We got into buildings like Raban's all the time. Pretty cool, huh?
Shouldn't you give it back to the police?
Please. The pension isn't what it used to be. I took a few things for myself on the way out.
Can I borrow it?
Maybe. What do we say?
Please.
Please and?
Thank you.
There you go. That's the Richard I remember.
See you for now.
Bye.
I'm almost back to where I had stopped. I'm just trying to, hurry through.
I better get to Raban's office as quickly and quietly as possible.
Okay, so even if you go
I can't open the elevator with my bare hands.
money.
I don't want to cut my...
I cut the brush hairs from my brush.
You take the money, get a cup of coffee.
Alright, I could use some coffee.
Coffee. Take said coffee, come here and put it on right here.
The heat has completely dried the coffee. The only thing left is a sticky, sugary residue.
Anybody can find me.
So, let's piece things together. Voila! A fake mustache worthy of Hollywood. I used to rock a mustache like this back in the 90s. Okay, so I'm really going to do this. I'm glad there aren't any mirrors around here. This elevator leads to Raban's office. I better watch out for the reception. I can't open the... Not yet. Good evening, ma'am.
Evening.
I'm here for a meeting.
Could you please show me your employee card?
Oh, of course. You need my card?
You're all good. Wait a minute.
What is it?
I know you.
You do?
You're that famous painter.
Well...
Oh my god, I forgot your name. What is it? Oh, I know. Salvador Dali. I've been to your gallery. It was years ago, though. Such beautiful paintings you have there.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm sorry to waste your time, Mr. Dali. You must have something very important to do upstairs.
Yes. A very important meeting. Have a nice day.
Goodbye, Mr. Dali.
I can't open the...
Hi, Richard. What's up?
Hey, Judy. I made it past the receptionist, and I'm in the elevator.
Took you long enough.
I had to disguise myself. I'll tell you later. So, where's the office?
top floor.
Thanks. I'll be in touch.
Good luck.
An artistic soul. I'll try to cut off the electricity. Hopefully that will disconnect the door's security lock. Oops. Looks like I turned off the electricity for the whole floor. I better act fast before someone comes. It worked. The door is open. Urban's phone will really help me. I better bring this to Judy. Nope, I need the password. There's no way I'll be able to crack it. I would take it with me to have Judy check it out, but it's fastened to the table. I'll leave that where... Wow, what a view. It makes you think. The kind-hearted, honest people of this world live in shacks, while the liars and murderers own everything. Politics my ass. I'm glad I never started a career in politics. I can never bear standing in the same room as someone like Urban. I'll just leave it there. The phone might be all I need. I should leave before someone finds out I'm here. My job here is done. Better get out quickly before someone shows up.
I'm telling you, that guy's out of his mind.
I hear you, buddy, but you can't argue with the money.
Oh no, someone is coming.
I don't understand why anyone would want to work here voluntarily.
Beats me.
If I didn't have a mountain of debt, I'd quit this madhouse tonight.
And I'd be right behind you.
How's the consulting business been lately?
I don't want to talk about it. This year's been a disaster. I haven't had a chance to refocus since that nightmare you and I went through. I still can't believe it really happened.
I think about it every day. It was horrible. But on the other hand, if old Elmstat is finally dead, maybe it was worth it.
As long as we don't have to deal with them again.
I hope I never see those.
Shh! Keep it down. They might be listening.
Yeah. Just turn the lights back on and let's go get a drink.
That was close. Well, now I know for sure that Raban had something to do with my father's death. But who are they talking about? I shouldn't stick around to find out, though. I need to get out of here. All I could find was his phone.
That might be enough. Let's check it out. Okay, show me something good, baby. Show me something good. Looks like he only used this phone to call his family. Maybe a few people from the office, nothing out of the ordinary.
So it's useless? Maybe he has a second phone.
Doubtful. He's got anti-scan on this one, and that's illegal. He wouldn't risk putting that on a second device.
Anti-scan? Aren't you scanning it now?
Because I have the physical phone. You can't scan him wirelessly.
I see.
Sorry, buddy. I can take a closer look, but I doubt there's anything deeper than what's for dinner calls.
Okay, well, give it back to me then. Hi.
You're back. What can I do for you?
I heard a strange conversation between two men outside Raban's office. They said they were glad my father is dead because they were afraid of them. Any thoughts on who they are?
Could be anybody. Unless... No, that would be insane.
What? Tell me.
There was a string of cases not unlike your father's murder back in the 80s. Within a year, we had 4 or 5 killings, all of them suspiciously similar. It was a big deal back then. The whole force was on it. We learned about it at the academy. Everybody had a different theory, but there was one I found particularly convincing.
Which is?
Some say there's an underground organization in the city. They mostly lay low. Some drug money here, blackmail money there. But when push comes to shove, they take care of those who oppose them.
You're talking about an organized crime syndicate? Some kind of secret mafia?
Very secret. The papers ran stuff on it at the time. You can find it easily enough in the library.
Thanks, Judy. I'll look into it.
Anytime.
I should go.
See you around.
There's a lot of dialogue in this game, and I'm trying to not do all the seamless dialogues and stuff, but I can only do so much.
Good afternoon.
Hello there. How may I help you?
I'd like to use a computer.
Of course, sir. May I please see your library card?
I actually don't have one. But I need to use a computer. It's urgent.
I am sorry, but the computers are for members of this library only.
I'll be quick, I promise. I can pay you.
I'm sorry. That's impossible. Rules are rules. No exceptions.
Okay, I'd like to sign up for a library card then.
I apologize, but you'll have to wait until tomorrow.
Why is that?
Because the only librarian who can register new members is Hillary, and today is her day off.
You're kidding. Is there any way I can access a computer without a card?
Sorry, dear. No.
I have to go now.
Goodbye, dear.
The table is already Excuse me.
Yes?
What are you doing?
Can't you see I'm rather busy?
I apologize, sir. Can I help you somehow?
I deeply doubt that.
Why is that?
Because no one can help me. Unless you're a psychic.
What do you mean?
I am looking for something that is impossible to find.
I see. Let me help you, please. But you have to tell me what it is you're looking for.
I am looking for a woman I met more than 10 years ago.
And these are...
Phone books, yes. All I know is that her name is Mary.
That's all you know? There's no way you'll be able to find her like this. There are dozens of phone books here, and each must have hundreds of Marys in them.
And I call each and every one of them.
Well, you were probably right. I don't see how I can help.
If only I had an older version of these phone books. They used to organize them by district, and that would be much easier. I know she lived in the Fleetwood district.
I'll see what I can do. See you for now.
Bye.
Here, sir. Try this.
My goodness! This is the version I was looking for. Where did you get it?
In an old place.
So, let me see. No. Look at this! There is only one Mary in the Fleetwood district. This must be her. Thank you very much, young man. Is there any way I can do something for you?
Actually, you could help me with something. I need to access the computer, but I'm not a member of the library.
No problem, my friend. Here, you can borrow my car.
Thank you kindly, sir.
I can finally call her now.
So I have a card. Can I use the computer now?
Of course, dear. Let me see. Wait a minute. This is not your card. This is Jake's card.
Yeah, he lent it to me. Just for today. Is that okay?
Jake, did you loan your membership card to this gentleman?
Yes, I did. He's a wonderful young man, and I owe him one.
Okay, if Jake says it's all right, you can use the computer.
Thank you very much.
So much dialogue. It's a good game so far, though. Like, I like the graphics. It's kind of like
Here's something. February 1983. Will the killing ever stop? Last night, another politician was found dead. Stephen Broadman, a top advisor to the mayor, was murdered in his summer home just a few miles outside the city. This marks the 6th murder in 2 years of individuals connected to the mayor or the city council. Detective Howard J. Proctor, the head of the investigation, said in a statement, "We are working with our best men, and I can assure you, we are very close to ending this madness." Detective Proctor declined to comment on whether the killings might be politically motivated, or if the police have discovered any other connections between the murders. Interesting. I better find out more about this Detective Proctor. He may have some useful information. First, I need to find out where he lives. There's only one person who can help me with that.
I don't think...
Here's your card, sir. Thank you very much for the favor.
Thank you, my boy.
Okay. Let's go back to Judy's.
Hey, Judy. Can you run a name for me?
Who is it?
A detective who worked on the old murder cases from the 80s. His name is Proctor. Heard of him?
Proctor. Sounds familiar.
I want to pay him a visit if he's still in the city. Can you get me his address?
Just a second. Alrighty, Howard James Proctor, former detective, studied criminal justice, okay. Married, wife deceased, blah blah blah. Yep, here it is. Got a pen handy? It's 76 Maple Street, apartment A.
Thank you, Judy. I owe you one.
You owe me a few now. Good luck.
Okay, off we go to Proctor's place.
Hello? Who's there?
Are you all right?
Help me, please.
How can I help?
I'm having a seizure. I need my pills.
I'll call an ambulance.
No! Do not call anyone. I'd rather die than go to the hospital.
What do you need me to do?
Go to the pharmacy. It's just down the street. Get me heparin. Please hurry.
Okay, I'll be back as soon as possible. Good afternoon.
Hello. What can I do for you?
I need medicine. Heparin. Right away.
Do you have a prescription?
No, I don't. But a man is in serious danger.
Yeah, sure. A man is in danger. Never heard that one before.
What?
We don't just hand out drugs to junkies here. You need a prescription.
You don't understand. It's not for me.
This man could die.
No prescription, no medicine. I'm sorry.
How can you be so cruel? How can you live with yourself?
Easy. I wake up, come to work, and do my job. And my job is to provide medicine to people who actually need it.
How can I prove to you it's really for my friend?
By providing a prescription.
This is hopeless. I need to get it another way. I should go now.
Goodbye.
Here.
Why didn't you say you work for us?
I'm happy to say you passed the test.
What test?
I'm the regional pharmacy inspector. You didn't sell me the pills, which is correct. You shouldn't sell anything to anyone without a prescription. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you.
Although I do have a friend who needs his heparin. That won't be a problem, will it?
Of course not. I have it right here.
Thank you. I'm giving you a perfect score on this review. I should go now.
Goodbye.
What not to do in a pharmacy.
I came back with your pills.
Please, come in. Please, give me my pills.
Here you are, sir.
I cannot thank you enough for what you've done for me, my boy.
Of course. It was no trouble.
If you hadn't passed by, I don't know what would have happened. Please, have a seat. You're not one of those Jesus freaks, are you? Or here to get me to sign a petition against war in the Middle East? Because I'm so very tired of those people.
No, nothing like that.
So, what brings you to an old, lonely man's home? You're not a thief, I know that much. Or you would have ransacked the place and left me for dead.
No, I just came to ask you a few questions.
Very well. Let's have a seat then.
Thank you. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Of course not.
I'm sure you heard about the death of Carl Elmstadt.
Of course, it was all over the news. I understand they caught the bastard. He deserves to rot in prison. Though nowadays, prison is for girls. These degenerates spend all day watching TV, going to the gym, studying. Ha! Might as well be a spa resort. Back in my day, prison was hell. If you murdered a good man like Carl Elmstadt, you were made to feel the full, brutal force of the law. Who's Elmstadt to you?
I'm Richard Elmstadt, his son.
Oh, I'm so sorry, my boy. I can't imagine your pain.
But you can help me.
How's that?
Can't you see it? The mayor promises change and reform. Then, he's assassinated. Sound familiar?
You're referring to the cases I closed more than 30 years ago. They were solved, my boy. What does your father have to do with them?
The same people did it. You know it.
Know what?
There is a secret society that rules this city. They're not elected. They exist in the shadows.
You're drawing conclusions based on conspiracy theories.
Am I?
Either way, your father's case is closed. They caught his killer. What else is there to do?
I can't let them get away with this.
And you plan to reopen the investigation all by yourself? That's madness.
Help me or don't. You can't change my mind.
I was a young man with crazy ideas once, too. If some old man told me it was impossible, I told him to shove off, and did it anyway. Very well. I will help you if I can.
What about those murders you investigated back in the 80s? They were similar to my father's case, weren't they?
Somewhat.
Tell me what you know. Please. You caught 4 of these murderers. They must have told you something.
No one said anything. Most of them died before I had the chance to question them. I believe there is only one still alive, but...
What?
It's pointless to speak to him.
Why? Who is he?
His name is Michael Coltrane, but everyone just calls him Crazy Mike. Spends all day rambling about aliens or monsters or some nonsense like that. After we arrested him, we had him institutionalized.
What can you tell me about this Crazy Mike?
He was once a very talented assassin. Killed a lot of politicians across South America and Europe in the 80s. His psychiatrist claims he had an epiphany. He suddenly realized the horrors of his profession, and snap! He couldn't take the guilt. He went insane.
Is he still in the same prison hospital?
As far as I know. Why?
I want to talk to him.
And what do you plan to do? Kick down the door and demand to question a lunatic? They'll lock you up with him. You can't just visit a place like that. And even if you do see him, he won't tell you a thing. I can still picture the crazy look in his eyes when we busted his apartment. And the smell! He hadn't gotten up off the floor in a week. Pissed all over himself. Couldn't even speak except for some gibberish about the monsters. He was terrified. We never could get a confession out of him. Couldn't even get him to say a proper sentence. I can't imagine they cured him in that hospital.
Still, I need to speak to him. It could help me a lot.
You can try, but I wouldn't if I were you.
I appreciate your help.
Of course.
Blah blah, so much.
I guess I have to
dialogue.
go now.
Goodbye, young man.
This is where I got to last time before I actually ended up stopping, and then I realized afterwards that the recording was corrupted. So I'm going to keep playing for now, though. Get a little further than I was. Or a lot further, maybe, I don't know.
Hello, officer.
Good afternoon, sir. Can I help you?
I'm here to visit Michael Coltrane.
And you are?
A friend of his.
Mr. Coltrane is not allowed visitors. There's been a court order.
I really need to see him. It's urgent.
No exceptions, sir. The only people allowed to see him are his doctors and those with explicit permission from the court. I cannot let you in.
I see.
Okay, to Judy.
Hey, Judy.
Hello, Richie.
I need you to help me forge something.
Again? You're really enjoying this newfound life of crime, aren't you?
I prefer to think of myself as a detective.
And where do the clues lead today, Sherlock?
Prison hospital. I want to talk to Michael Coltrane.
Michael Coltrane. Michael Coltrane. Crazy Mike?
That's the one. You know him?
Of course, he was a modern-day Jack the Ripper. At least that's what the papers called him in the 80s. You want to talk to this guy? You're insane.
Thanks for the encouragement.
Just saying, he went on a killing spree through the city. What does he have to do with your case?
Detective Proctor told me he was the killer in the last of the political assassinations. He might be able to tell me something. Problem is, he went insane just before they caught him.
Huh. Wow. Look at you, knowing all the top secret information before me. I'm a little jealous.
I'm starting to get the hang of this. You think you can forge some paperwork to get me in?
Sure, give me a second.
And he's a coward.
This should get you access to most of the prison wing. It's a clearance pass for a visiting psychiatrist. The guard won't look twice at it. Just don't forget, your name is Dr. Frank Villarmo.
You're my hero, Judy. What would I do without you? You know, not many people would help someone like me. Not after I left everyone I love. After I left you.
Richard, I don't know if I can ever forgive you. I hoped that you would come back one day, but when you disappeared, that hurt. That hurt for a long time. Seeing you again is a little like picking at the scars, you know?
If you want me to leave...
No, stay. I need to know why you left. I need to hear you say it.
I told you. I had my reasons.
Richard, I don't care what you say. Just don't avoid the question anymore. Why did you leave?
It happened gradually. I felt myself pulling away from everyone, getting further and further. And then I reached a point when I couldn't speak to anyone.
Why not?
I was depressed. I would lie awake all night, unable to sleep. And when the morning came, I couldn't get out of bed.
That's why you wouldn't sleep here?
I didn't want to put that on you.
You could have told me. I could have helped. We all could have. Patricia, Miranda, everyone.
I know. I chose to be alone. But then being alone became too much. I couldn't escape the feeling. I started
What? Tell me.
sleeping with my models. I thought it would cure my depression, and it would work for a little while. I would forget how I felt. I'd forget everything. I would convince myself I was happy again. But before the night was over, everything would come crashing down on me again.
Richard,
Don't think you weren't good enough. I cared about you, I did. But once I started with that, I couldn't look you in the eye. I was so ashamed. Then I ran away, so that I wouldn't have to see you. You, or anyone else. I don't want forgiveness. I don't deserve that. And after I finish investigating my father's murder, I'll leave. I won't bother you again.
I had no idea. I'm glad you told me. Thank you. Thank you for being honest.
It's the least I can do. I'll talk to you soon. I should go.
Sure.
I could only imagine what Judy felt like after he left.
It's no use. Hello, sir. I am Dr. Frank Villarmo. I would like to examine Michael Coltrane.
Good afternoon, Doctor. Let me see. All right, you're good to go. Are you new? I haven't seen you here before.
Yes, I've just arrived from the University of Alabama to study Mr. Coltrane. He is a fascinating subject, I must say.
You could say that. Just be careful. The glass is bulletproof, so you're safe, but he does try to intimidate new people.
Don't worry. I'm used to that.
Can I be honest with you, Doctor?
Of course.
This guy is mentally ill. I mean, seriously deranged. I don't understand why you're all so fascinated by him.
The most disturbing cases are always the most interesting.
I'll say this. He has gotten better over time. Been here 30 years. And when he's medicated, he can at least speak coherently.
The treatments are working then.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, good luck.
Thank you.
Talk about bullshit my way through.
Hello? My name is Richard. I know you don't believe me, but I need your help.
No, not another shrink. I had enough of you people, and I'm not crazy. I know what I saw.
I'm not a doctor, Michael. I just want to hear your story. I want to know what you saw back in the 80s.
I already told my story 1,000 times. They got it on tape and everything. Ask one of your shrink friends to play it for you.
I told you, Michael. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, right. Ain't nobody come through here but doctors and guards. Beat it, Doc.
You're right. I'm not supposed to be here. I forged documents and snuck in just to see you. My father was killed.
I don't know you. I don't know your father. Not my problem.
He was killed by the same people who hired you all those years ago.
And what do you want from me? I can't help you.
You're the only witness still alive.
You think I know something?
I know something happened to you. You're not the same man you once were. The people who killed my father, they changed you.
Well, that may be true, but it doesn't matter. Nobody believes me.
I do.
Hold up, if you ain't a cop, and you ain't a doctor, how did you find out about me?
Detective Proctor told me about you.
Proctor, yeah, that guy, he's still alive.
More or less. Listen, Michael. I risked a lot just coming here. You're the only one who can help me. Please, I beg you. Tell me everything you know about these people. I don't think you're crazy. I trust you. So please, trust me.
All right then.
Tell me exactly what happened.
I remember like it was yesterday. By that time, I already had 3 kills in the books, and a nice pile of money in the bank. So I said to myself, that's it. I'm done. Then this guy, all dressed in black, shows up one day, says he'll pay me 800 grand to kill some guy. He puts 100 grand in cash right there in front of my hand and says, this is just for listening to me. You'll get the rest when the job's done. So I agreed. I'd do one more job.
Who did you have to kill?
The target was some guy I'd never heard of, but apparently he was famous. Some kind of president of the Peace of America organization. Tyler Green, if I remember right. To this day, I don't know why this hippie was so important.
Tyler Green was the man who inspired my father's entire political philosophy.
The pieces start to fall together. So I did the job. The guy in black said to meet him in this shack way out on the outskirts of the city. He asked for pictures, for proof. Oh God, no, not again.
What's wrong?
I'll see it again. No, get out of my head.
Michael, look at me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I have these seizures, as the shrinks call them.
Are you okay to keep talking?
Sure, where was I? Oh yeah, the guy in black says how satisfied they are with my work. Says they got my money right there. But first, he wants to sit and talk. He says they want me to work for them full time, but doesn't say who they are. By this point, I don't really care. Mafia, CIA, the Russians, whatever. I just wanted to get my money and get out of there. And then it happened. The room was quiet. Kinda like this room right now. But then it got too quiet. No sound at all. He started talking again, but his mouth was closed.
What do you mean?
God help me, I never experienced anything like it. He told me they needed me. They wanted me to be one of them.
Who were they?
I don't know, he just kept sending his thoughts to my head, and I heard every word just as I can hear you now. But that wasn't the worst of it. Someone else was talking. At first I thought they were in the room too, but there was nobody there. He spoke to me. He tried to convince me. He showed me pictures in my head. He showed me their incredible wealth, the power they had. He showed me how they control the world. I saw it all with my head, as if I'd experienced it myself. Like a memory, these people are not from this world. They're monsters, aliens from another planet. I started screaming. I left the money on the table and ran. And the whole time I was running, I could hear the voices in my head. The voices started speaking some nonsense language, whispering like they were right next to me. I went back to my apartment and lay on the floor for what must have been days.
Do you still hear them, Michael?
I heard them for a week or two after that. Then all of a sudden they stopped. But sometimes...
What?
Sometimes I see things.
What things?
Things not of this world. We are slaves, Richard. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to see these things. I envy those I killed. Living in this hell is my true punishment.
Don't worry, Michael. Everything will be all right.
You don't know how often I hear that phrase. It's never gonna be all right. Never. Not as long as they exist.
He may be hiding something important. I should check out Coltrane's apartment in case there's any evidence left behind. That is, if the apartment still exists. That's it for now.
I feel for him. Not in a bad way, but in a way that, you know, something happened and he can't justify it if people think he's crazy. Okay, well, let's go talk to Judy. Now that I think I'm thoroughly creeped out, I'm not quite sure.
Hey, just me.
Make it fast, Richie. I'm a little busy at the moment. How did it go? Were you able to talk to him?
A little.
Was he totally out of his mind?
He was calm for the most part. Must be heavily medicated. But he told me some interesting stuff. He claims he was working for this secret society. I want to look through his old apartment. There might be some clues left behind.
I'm sure the police cleaned the place out. Who knows if it's even there anymore?
I still want to check it out. Can you find the address?
Can Pavarotti sing? Count to 10 and I'll have it. Okay, let's see. Got it. Michael Coltrane, last known address 952 Lincoln Avenue. Now let's see if it's still standing. You're in luck. Nobody's touched the place since 1978. And no new tenants since Crazy Mike. I guess nobody wants to sleep in Jack the Ripper's old bedroom. All the same, be careful. That's a rough neighborhood. The place is probably crawling with junkies.
Thanks, I will.
And hey.
Yeah?
I've been thinking about everything you told me before. I want you to know I'm not mad at you. It took a lot of guts to tell me all that, and it wasn't easy to hear. But I forgive you.
Thanks. That means a lot to me.
I don't want you to disappear again after this. I don't have a lot of friends, and I could use one to talk to now and again.
I'd like that.
Anyway, here I go getting sentimental when you have a case to solve. Have fun at your crack house.
Yeah, I'll try. Talk to you soon.
I'll be here.
Whoa, this place is a mess.
Okay.
It seems hollow. A beautiful view of one of the worst neighborhoods in the city. No thanks. can't see any use for this thing.
There's not much in here.
There's something in here. Look at that. A map.
A map I found in Coltrane's apartment. It looks like it leads into the woods. It shows the coordinates of the hut where Coltrane held secret meetings with those people, whoever they are. At least I hope that's where it leads.
Looks like this is going there.
I'm not gonna lie. This place gives me the creeps. I bet no one has stepped foot in this part of the forest in years.
Then why are we here?
I might find a use for this wax block and that wooden stick. A solid wooden board. I'll take it. I don't need that. A trap door. I'll take this piece of rope.
I'm gonna grab whatever I can. Feels like I'm in.
I don't need this junk.
Okay. Well, is there anything else?
I don't need that.
I guess not. Okay. Well, let's continue.
Well, well, well. What do we have here? A secret door. I wonder what's down below.
Oh gosh, please no. We're going down. Oh, it's so dark.
There is something deeply unsettling about this place. I don't like it. I should look around and get back to the city as soon as possible. I can't see anything.
Oh, okay, so...
I'd rather not. No. This is a good idea, but the wax is too hard. Why would I do
You can't see anything, but...
I don't have to cut that. I could sharpen it into. I may be an art. I don't have to cut. Why would I? I can't. This is a good idea. I'd rather.
Okay.
I don't think that. The smartphone I borrowed.
I can't see it.
Can't see anything, but you're not letting me... Oh, you're so slow. Oh.
I don't need that. I could put that in the back.
Okay, well...
Richard, this is a bad idea. I actually made fire. This wax block is... This wax block... I could put that in the back. Using this on the wooden board.
Okay, but, I need...
Nice. I've melted the wax.
Call me a craftsman. I actually made myself a candle.
The candle smells like
Roses. Now that I've lit the candle, I can put this out. I don't want to be responsible for a forest fire.
Okay. Now, do I give him the candle to hold, or do I put it on the workstation?
I don't want to blow the candle.
Just put it over here.
I don't need that junk. I don't need... Looks like a bunch of junk on a table. Looks like a bunch of
Okay, but then what was the point of coming down here if you're just gonna say it was a bunch of junk?
My clothes are an artist.
Looks like... I don't... What's this? These two pieces of paper have some interesting symbols on them. They appear to be different languages, though. I wonder what they mean.
Is it? Because that doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
I better leave the candle here. A lit candle.
So you're not gonna... Okay, whatever. Let's get out of here, I guess, because looks like we're done. To the library. Hey, that old guy is gone.
I would love to sit down and...
Okay, well... I don't know.
I'm sorry to bother you again. Can you tell me anything about these symbols?
Why, of course. These are ancient Sumerian symbols. Cuneiform, to be more precise. One of the oldest forms of writing.
Wow, you really know your stuff. Are you able to read them?
I recognize what they are, but I have no idea how to read them.
That's okay. Thank you anyway. This has been very helpful.
Okay, this is helpful. Those symbols are Sumerian cuneiform. I should look into that. No point in asking Judy for help with this. She's as much of a history buff as I am a sports fan. I'll do some research on my own.
I didn't think that was gonna work.
Keyword, Sumerian. Let's see what this library has. Here's the most recent article, published a year ago. It says, From Archaeology to Psychiatry. Professor Dr. Cornelius Blake, Ph.D., a talented professor from St. George's University, is a well-known biologist. The professor's academic interests, however, extend beyond the biology courses he teaches at the university level. Blake's research in biology has made him a contender for the Nobel Prize, but he is also a historian and one of the nation's top experts on ancient Sumer and Egypt. He is one of a handful of people in the United States capable of translating ancient Sumerian cuneiform, from which he has received several awards. His accomplishments do not end there. He is also a brilliant mind in psychology and psychiatry. Most recently, he was part of a team from Washington Medical University that made historic breakthroughs in treating several challenging cases of schizophrenia. Interesting. I should visit the university and talk to Professor Blake. If he can translate Sumerian symbols, that would be a huge help. My guess is this secret society uses this ancient language as a code of some kind.
Alright, to the university.
I don't need that. Struggling with your bio research? Let me do it for you. Available for all types of research. Price is negotiable. 555-213-6897. Brian Kosloff. Somebody wrote, "We don't need no education." I had the same attitude when I was in school. Hello, Professor.
Good afternoon.
My name is Richard. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
I'm a bit busy at the moment, but seeing as how you've already interrupted me, what can I do for you?
I've read some very interesting things about you.
Is that so? What about?
About your work. You've published papers in an extraordinary number of fields. History, anthropology, biology, psychology.
You exaggerate. I just helped with the translations. Once you know a language, you know it in every subject. And one time I helped a few people suffering from schizophrenia. That's all.
Wow, that's still very impressive. It's an honor to speak to someone like you.
Oh, please. Journalists like to pitch us as academic heroes so they can sell their articles. If they wrote about my Intro to Biology course, which I teach every day, no one would give a damn.
You're too humble. Goodbye, Professor.
Goodbye.
I'd like your help with something.
I'll see what I can do, but you don't look like a student. What's this about?
I understand you can translate Old Sumerian text. Is that right?
That's correct. I completed my dissertation on Sumerian literature during the 3rd dynasty of Ur. But I'm sorry, I don't offer tutoring on the subject. If you want to learn more about Sumerian language, you can buy my book, Forgotten Art and Literature in the Middle East. It's in the campus bookstore.
Maybe another time. I'm only looking to translate one piece of paper.
Can I see it?
Here.
Interesting. It appears to be a particularly early form of Sumerian writing, and yet it's been written on parchment less than 50 years old. Where did you get this?
I'm sorry, that's a private matter. I'd rather not say. I'll pay you for the translation, of course.
No, payment won't be necessary. I relish the opportunity to dig into texts I've never seen before. Hold on a moment.
What is it?
Sir, you must tell me where you got this.
I'm sorry. I really can't.
I just need time to translate it.
Of course. When can I come by to...
If you'll excuse me, I really must get back to work.
Just let me know when I should be...
Yes. Come back in a day or two.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Professor.
Not a problem. Goodbye.
That was weird. Why was he so upset about the parchment? Does he know something?
Okay, well, I guess we're going home.
I better call Judy and have her check him out.
You know why you didn't call Judy in the first place.
Hi, what's up?
Hey, Judy. Have you ever heard of Professor Cornelius Blake?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Look him up if you can.
Already on it. What do you want to know? Looks like a successful academic. He's got degrees in science, history, literature, a lot of writing credits in journals, teaches college classes. You don't think he's one of the bad guys, do you?
No, not really. After I spoke to Crazy Mike, I started poking around and found a piece of parchment with symbols on it. Turns out it was written in ancient Sumerian.
Okay, and?
And Blake is the only one who can translate the text.
Oh my god, please get to the point. This is so boring.
I found the parchment in an old shack where Crazy Mike made a deal with a man from a secret society. I think they're the ones responsible for these murders.
Okay, I'm back in.
When Blake saw the parchment, he started acting weird. Like he recognized it. Like he knew something.
Interesting. What do you need from me?
Take a closer look at him. I don't know, try hacking the campus closed-circuit cameras or something.
He's drinking coffee right now? He takes it with milk and 2 sugars. Hold on, make that 3 sugars.
Wow, you're too good.
You're right. I am too good for you. Stop trying to butter me up.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Judy. Let me know if anything happens, okay?
Oh god, he's on his 4th pack of sugar. Are those Splendas? Jesus.
Judy.
Yeah. I'll call you if the boring old professor does anything.
Thank you. Let's call it a day. I better get some rest. Time for some much-needed rest. Good morning, sweetheart.
Hey,
You sound tired. You sleep all right?
I guess. Well, actually, there was something I was thinking about last night.
What?
What happened to you back then? You know, when you got all weird and...
Patricia.
I never got a straight answer from you. It's been years and I was just a kid. I didn't know what was going on and I've been afraid to ask you. I think about it a lot. You were like a different person. It was scary, but I'm not a kid anymore. Whatever it is, I can handle it.
Why are you so curious now?
Mom mentioned it the other day and I started thinking about it again. I know I can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but I love you. We all care about you, even Mom. She worries you're gonna end up as a drug addict or go crazy or something.
You don't have to worry about me. I don't do drugs. And I'm in a much better place now. I just had a bit of a crisis. That's all. It happens sometimes when you're older.
Like a midlife crisis? When guys have a midlife crisis, they start drinking or gambling or they buy a Porsche. They don't disappear for months or years. You cut yourself off from everyone. Even Judy didn't know what happened to you. I still don't see what you saw in her. Smart-ass bitch.
Watch your mouth, young lady. Judy was a good friend of mine. Don't talk about her like that.
I'm just glad you're not with her anymore. She was bossy. You never used to let anyone boss you around.
I let you boss me around.
I'm allowed to. I'm your daughter. And you're avoiding the question. What happened? Can't you tell me?
Yes, of course. Just not right now. I gotta go, okay, honey?
Yeah, fine. Just trying to talk to the invisible dad.
I'm sorry I haven't seen you much lately. I will soon. I promise. I just need time to figure something out.
Don't worry, Dad. I'm used to it. I have to do my homework anyway.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. Hopefully Professor Blake has done some translating overnight. I should pay him a visit.
Well, we're gonna stop right here for right now. Like, this game, it's very interesting and it's very, very different. So I've always been curious as to what was going on in his mind as he was doing all this. Like, what was he figuring out and everything like that. But like, this game seems to have more elements to it than the first thing, and it's incorporating like other things, and it's just really get the word. Ooh, excuse me. I can't think of the word. Like, I know what I'm thinking, but I can't think of it. But either way, this is a really cool game, and I'm gonna keep playing it at a later time. But right now, I'm just gonna stop. I got some other things I have to go do, so I'm gonna go do this, and then I'll probably come back and finish it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.